Okay. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Epic Chef number 7, held here. Yes, thank you.
I was going to say, I think we need a little bit more enthusiasm, please.
Held here in the lovely theater at the Epicurean. Actually, as a show of hands, how many of you have been here all 7 years?
Oh, wow. We know that guy has.
You guys have.
Competing.
Yeah. And several of our sponsors who we'll talk to later have been with us all 7 years. So we're really excited to get tonight started. My name is Thomas Mance. I work at the food bank with a bunch of the other colleagues that are here. Because generally I'm considered the prettiest person at the food bank, they asked me to co-host. Nothing? Really?
Got a couple laughs.
Importantly, we do have people that are good looking here, and that would be my colleague, co-host, Ashley Yore. Ashley, great friend of the food bank, star of a stage, screen, and TV. We're happy to have you here with us. And as a special treat, we have Ashley's mom and dad here with us.
They did travel all the way from South Florida just to be here tonight, so really appreciate that.
We will have an interview later with mom and dad, so we'll find out some stuff. But before we find out the truth, a little bit about you.
Yes, so my name is Ashley. I am a great friend of Feeding Tampa Bay. My husband works at Feeding Tampa Bay, so I'm very proud of him as well. I have my own company, Your Creative, former news reporter. I work at HSN. I do all things TV, video related, content creation, so happy to chat about content creation of any kind.
Yes. So if you'll notice, there's a theme throughout tonight. There's someone who is a professional and someone who's not. It's really what we want to take from this. So the very first thing we want to talk about is tonight you're going to enjoy a lot of really wonderful food prepared by folks who are talented chefs. And we're very proud that we have one ourselves. If you don't know, one of the things we do, you're of course familiar with the idea that we provide a lot of groceries, but we also provide a sit-down meal to many of our friends and neighbors who otherwise don't have opportunity to do that. The person that makes all of that happen is a gentleman named Chef Daniel, who's here with us now. But importantly, Chef Daniel, yes, also is responsible for your charcuterie. So do you want to come over here and tell us a little bit about this? Oh, she gave up control of the mic. Never a good idea in this. That's the first thing I learned in hosting. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Daniel Graves. I'm the Director of Culinary Operations for Feeding Tampa Bay, which means everything culinary is my responsibility. I have the honor and privilege of serving our guests daily, 3 different locations, and I'm very proud to say that I truly enjoy doing it with my team. It's one of my passions. We were asked to do a first course. We wanted to do charcuterie, sort of get you guys involved a little bit. And when I think of our charcuterie, unfortunately, a lot of times people think of cheese cubes and crackers. I wanted to do something completely different. So I wanted to bring summer colors in. You have a white truffle vinaigrette with apple smoked candied bacon as the dressing. You also have some boars and cheese croutons on top of that, artisan cheeses, and meats from all over the world, salami, soppressata, different sausages to play off each other, and good charcuterie has different elements, so the acid from the vinaigrette has a little sweetness from maple as well, and again, the artisan cheeses and the meats tied in with the crackers, which were supposed to be sort of a surprise. I'm glad you guys enjoyed.
So no cheese whiz?
No cheese whiz.
Well, I don't know how you can have charcuterie without cheese whiz. You know, I think one of the great things about our world that we exist in Feeding Tampa Bay is that we're able to bring people into our work that have gifts that well exceed anything we could have ever dreamed of. And Chef Daniel and his son, Chef Carson, who also manages one of our kitchens for us. Proud to have you guys as a part of your work. Anybody have any questions about this charcuterie? Thank you, Chef. We're glad to have you
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yep, of course. Thank you.
Okay, so in order to talk a little bit more about Trinity Cafe and what Chef Daniel does, I'm sorry he left quite so quick. I think we have a little video presentation. We do.
I started cooking when I was very young. My mother and father both worked, so my grandmother would watch us. I'd get antsy, and I would wander into the kitchen. She said, Danny, what are you doing here? I told you to sit down. I said, well, I want to help. She said, okay, come on, help. And that's really where my passion for food started. Because at 56 years old, I've been cooking for 32 years, cooked all over the country for most everyone imaginable. So it was a big transition going from just serving, 2 or 3 star style fine dining food to now making a home scratch, home cooked meal that may be the only meal this person's gonna eat versus someone or a couple paying $150. Now I'm doing it for free in an environment that's all about dignity and respect, and really more about the guests now than it was ever before. Maitre d' sits them at the table, they walk to the table, they're greeted by a server, they're asked if they want their food all at once or coursed out, they get 3 courses. With the economy being the way it is right now, it's hard on people, So what we're seeing a lot more of is families coming in. We're doing everything we can to take that day outside, get them out of it, get them in a safe place, and really, really treat them like family in a sense, which is what I try to get my staff to do, and it's really the angle that we take. Trinity 3 is an empowerment center, so they're much more involved with that, sort of a one-stop shop, clothes, showers. They have programs there, computers you can use, classes. The majority of our product does come from Feeding Tampa Bay, so it's very unconventional, and yes, it is like CHOP. We don't write 7-day menus. We write what we think we're gonna have for 7 days, but whatever hits the back door can change that in a second. So without the team, this does not happen, and I have been blessed to have a great, hardworking team. I have Fresh Force employees, which is a program of Feeding Tampa Bay. They go through a culinary program, and then the students can come work with us. We have 2 or 3 other certified chefs who work here. Yeah, we have volunteers come in all the time, and they're such an instrumental part of what we do every single day. They work with our full-time staff. I mean, it's so humbling beyond the biggest level you can ever imagine. It'll make you realize what really, really, really is important in life. And that's family, and it's the basic sustenance of giving someone water and food.
Amazing. You can really feel Chef Daniel's passion coming through in the work that he's doing, and just a beautiful video. All right, so Thomas,
Yes.
It's time. We've got to tell everyone why they're here tonight. We have some rules, we've got some prizes. I mean, it's about to go down.
Yeah. Why we're here tonight, we're going to talk about a little bit, but you're all here to enjoy a really fun competition. We have 2 great chefs we'll talk to and get to know in a minute. But I think when folks ask why Epic Chef, because it really allows us to do 2 things. The first is it allows us to celebrate food. Well, the one thing all of us have in common is food is the thing that binds all of us together. Whether you are in one economic place or another, food is something that's important to all of us, and we celebrate it here with these chefs that are going to create something terrific for us tonight. The other reason why we're here is because it allows us to tell the story of those we're privileged to serve. So what comes out of the end of all of this is meals on tables of guests, friends, and families who aren't here with us tonight, but who will benefit from our work. But we do have to have some rules, I guess.
Just a few.
Right, to make sure it's a fair competition. We have some judges to make sure we have good judging. So judges, do you feel up to the task?
I think they're ready. All right.
Yes. That was very enthusiastic from the audience. Thank you. I wouldn't take that as a sign that they don't have confidence in you. I think they do have confidence. But we have rules.
We do have a few rules. Okay, so this is a 3-week series. The chefs are going to compete head-to-head in 2 rounds each and every evening. So tonight you're going to have 2 different rounds, 30 minutes each. We're going to have a mystery ingredient that's going to be revealed. You guys don't know anything about the mystery ingredients, right? Okay, they look honest.
One of them paid me $50 and I told them what it was, but I'm not going to tell you who it is.
We'll figure it out.
That's not true. That didn't happen.
Our judges are going to vote on creativity, presentation, and flavor. And guess what? All of you are going to get to vote as well. So you are going to be able to scan a QR code, and you are going to have a vote. It may not count toward who wins, but you get to participate. So that's going to be fun as well. And then at the end of the night, we are going to pick a winning chef who is going to get a pretty tasty prize, and it includes cash. So it's a really good prize. You're going to want to tune in for that. And I think it's just astounding the number of chefs we have had participate in this competition over the last 7 years.
Right, as Michael pointed out, Chenna has been a part of this all 7 years, but we have probably had north of 35, almost 40 chefs come through this, right, win prizes, and it's one of our great opportunities to recognize the folks who are the culinary stars to be and stars in our community today. So excited to have you two gentlemen with us tonight.
All right, so what do you think? Should we get into round one?
Round one.
We're gonna need a little bit more excitement, everyone. Round one? All right, that is what I am talking about. So Chef Jay from the Epicurean, I mean, that applause, it's all for you. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
Okay, you are gonna be revealing our first mystery ingredient. So do you wanna go over to the box here? And we need to, Atanis, where is Atanis for our clock starting?
There we go.
Let's see. Someone is supposed to be coming in. Let's see if that happens, or else I'm gonna figure it out myself.
No, we need someone to start the clock.
No, not yet. Don't do it yet. Hold on.
We don't have anybody that knows how to operate the clock.
We just gotta start the timer. We gotta be ready.
Give them a couple extra minutes, they'll be fine.
We're just trying to build the suspense. How are we doing? Oh, do you know how to handle the clock? Yeah. Okay.
All right. Team effort. All right, so I'm going to bring the mic over to you. You can lift the box and then tell everyone what we have.
Drum roll.
Gentlemen, we have calamari steaks.
Wait, what are they?
Calamari steaks.
Oh.
Not tentacles, not claws, the whole body, the whole steak.
Okay.
Did you pick this?
Yes, me and Chef John, the executive chef, picked this.
All right.
We're a lot nicer this year. Last year we were a little mean. So.
I was going to say, on a scale of 1 to 10, how challenging is this ingredient?
For these chefs, I got full faith in them. I give it a solid 4, 5. They should be able to knock this out of the park.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good luck, chef.
So what do you have?
Calamari steaks.
Okay. All right. Good luck with all that. All right, so are we ready?
As soon as we can start that timer.
Ah.
See, it isn't that easy, right? We did.
All right,
help.
let's get started.
Yeah. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. All right. They are off and running. And now we get to talk a little bit about our chefs who are competing tonight.
Right, so we'll get to know them a little bit. I think we're fortunate. This is helpful to us. Both of our chefs are named Steven, right? But
Battle of the Stevens.
It's the Battle of the Stevens. So let's get started, Ashley.
Let's do it. All right, so I am going to introduce Steven Capone right here. Can we get a little applause? All right. He's already said he's not much of a talker, so we're going to try to get him out of that tonight. So we'll bug him a little bit. Chef Steven Capone is a chef de cuisine at HEW Parlor Chophouse. He utilizes his passion for comfort food inspiration from his grandmother. So he loves modern steakhouse presentations and loves to surprise and delight his guests at his historic hotel. So let's take a look inside of the kitchen at HEW Parlor Chophouse.
My name is Chef Steven Capone. I'm the chef de cuisine of HEW at Defenda. I've been here about 3 years now. I came after the main opening. You see the people you work with more than you see your family most of the time, and Eric is more than a chef to me. He's more like a brother. Yeah, we like doing things that nobody else has done before. So if we're gonna do a shrimp cocktail, it has to be taken apart and done some other way. My mother was at work all the time, and my grandmother would come over and take care of me and my brother. And she was back from the Depression times, and she would walk into the kitchen and we'd have a loaf of bread, bouillon cubes, and spinach. and she'd make a 7-course meal out of it. That's where my love of cooking came from, because I would be that little kid sitting there watching her cook all the time. Personally, I like homey, kind of foods that kind of put you to sleep. For years, I watched all the programs that kind of Chopped and all those things like that, and I'm like, I'll destroy that.
And Ashley,
All right.
I think we're lucky. We got
the boss here.
Yeah.
So, Chef Eric, can you tell us a little bit about Steven?
Yeah, as you can tell, Steven's a very outgoing, boisterous person. It's hard to get him to stop talking. So I'm glad he's allowing me to have the floor for a minute here. So, but no, I love how he's got a lot of passion and creativity and brings a lot to the table. And I'm looking forward to see what he's going to pull out tonight.
What's your favorite dish that he makes?
Oh my goodness. I can't even tell you one favorite one. I don't know.
Well, I asked him. Hello? Oh, I'm back. Okay, good. I think we are back. All right. So I asked him just before this what food he doesn't like. Do you know the answer to that?
He doesn't like chocolate.
Okay, he did
No
not tell me
way.
that one.
That
I don't
can't
know if
possibly
we can be
be
friends
true.
anymore.
Really?
He told me seafood.
Well, he's allergic to shellfish, but he despises chocolate.
Wow.
So talk to me about the challenge of the calamari steak.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure. I don't think he's specifically allergic to calamari as so much shrimp and lobster, but, Steven's got a good Italian heritage to him, so I think he'll do something with the calamari.
Do you have any last words of encouragement here?
Like I told him earlier, you got 30 minutes. Keep it simple and just focus on the ingredient.
All right. That's good.
Thank you.
You very much for your time.
Everybody's-
Letting me put you on the spot here.
So we have our second chef, Chef Steven Franco. Steven is the sous chef at Cena. Cena, a longtime supporter of us and our work here. During his time at Cena, he's not only learned but perfected the ins and outs of the kitchen, where he challenges himself to bring modern and innovative approach to making simple yet delicious Italian dishes that remind him of home for the Tampa Bay community. And again, let's check out the video.
Hi, my name is Steven Franco, and I'm sous chef of Cena. I've been sous chef here for the past 2 years. Been working here for 6 years. I love Italian food, and I'm excited to do Epic Chef. So I remember my grandma always making pasta, and then when I came to the United States, my brother introduced me to working in restaurants and stuff, and I got the pleasure to start working for Chef Mike, which I learned a lot in the past years. Learned how to be a chef, how to work with ingredients, and here I am. I love pasta. I love to try different types of dough, different shapes of pasta, and make different sauce. It just really reminds me of where I'm from. So I work in different Italian restaurants, most of Italian restaurants. I made pizza, did salads, but Cena is more focused on the simple ingredients, making something tasty Italian, real Italian. Even on my days off, I like to cook for my girlfriend. I like to cook for my mom a lot. My brother is also chef. My mom is also chef. So when we get together for the holidays, we create a feast. I'm excited to see what I can do to myself, and also I'm excited to compete, but learn from this. I'm ready for it.
Chef Steven Franco. We also are fortunate. I think we're fortunate. Maybe we're fortunate.
They cut your mic, Thomas. That's it for you.
Really, that's it? I'm already cut off? All right. Bear with us 1 second. Okay. We also are fortunate to have Michael, and I'm not even going to bother to try and say your last name.
Just say Butta.
No, I still don't. Michael B? How's that? From Cena, a longtime supporter of our work, and I think importantly, a longtime supporter of our community. Been here a while supporting the work that we do. Michael, tell us a little bit about your experiences with Steven.
Of course, we've had our ups and downs, but there's...
So you're saying he's a problem employee. Is that what we're supposed to take from that? Huh?
No, not exactly. I would say it's just a little bit immaturity, that's all. But we're building a beast. All right? So, Steven, we broke up for a couple years, and he came back to me. So I was lucky to have him back, and I actually hired him back. So there's something in this kid that I haven't seen in some of the employees that I've had before. He definitely has a strong passion for what he's doing, and he's definitely growing into a great sous chef and soon to be a chef on his own.
Wonderful, thank you. High praise indeed. And let me ask you again, Michael, you've been here every year, you've done other things for us. Talk a little bit about your commitment to the community and why it's important to you.
This is pretty special. You know, we get to, first of all, introduce young chefs who are not the chefs of restaurants, but you get to get a look and to see who is actually the up-and-coming, so to speak. And have them be a part of what it's like to be part of the community, to donate your time and your efforts to a charity. There's nothing you can say about doing that. That's what's really important. The cooking comes easy to all of us, right? It's the sharing and the wanting to be a part of an organization or part of a charity that makes it special. So I'm happy that we're here. I'm happy he's here. This is a good look for him to be introduced to this. And for Chef Steven as well. I mean, you know, there are sidekicks. They're the ones doing all the work for us. Let's face it. You know, I don't know the chef over there. You'll know that these guys are putting in all the hours. I just came back from a 2-week vacation yesterday, so I mean, he's definitely able to watch the restaurant, able to do what we've been doing, keep Cena and its ideas alive over there. So I'm very happy to have him, and I'm glad that he's here doing this special event and getting some exposure as well.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you to both of our restaurants for being here tonight and participating. We're grateful and we're appreciative. I think one of the things you'll see outside here, it's been one of the really pleasant side benefits to this, is a lot of the chefs and restaurant colleagues are out in the lobby, and they'll be here to participate as well. So we got to know a little bit about our chefs. Is it time for us to get to know our judges a little bit? Or do we want to talk?
Not quite yet.
Not quite yet.
I got the giant cards. It is not quite yet.
Okay.
We are going to do a quick check-in with our chefs.
What they're doing. Okay.
See what they're doing, okay? So I'm going to head back here. Mr. Talkative, tell me, what was your thought when you saw the calamari steaks?
I mean, usually everybody always does like a calamari where it's like breaded and kind of sauteed and kind of in a mix. I immediately thought of doing it kind of like a shrimp and grits style where I sear the steak and kind of top it with a topping, kind of separate from that.
That sounds really good. Can you guys see this, what's happening in here? Can you describe that a little bit?
This is calamari that was soaked in hot sauce and buttermilk, some salt and pepper and a little bit of spices, and breaded in flour. And now I'm kind of pan-searing it to kind of get a nice crust on one side of it.
Do you really hate chocolate?
Hate chocolate. That's the word.
I don't understand. I can't understand. All right, I'm going to leave you to it. Thank you very much for your time.
Okay, Chef, we're going to check in with you. So it looks like you're doing something that would be at the Olive Garden. Do I have that right?
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about what you're doing with the ingredients.
So I'm gonna try to rock pasta. I'm gonna make fresh pasta, and I'm gonna do a Sicilian, Sardinian type of seafood pasta. I'm trying to make chitarra pasta, which is a guitar pasta, and I'm gonna use some crab, some shrimp, some calamari, a little of Calabrian peppers. It's gonna be good.
So you're making your own pasta here?
Oh yeah. So I got people.
That's impressive.
And
All
Thomas,
right.
look at the clock. We only got 18 minutes
I get the
left.
feeling they don't want to talk to us right now.
All right, well, I know someone who does want to talk to us, and her name is Kelly Sims.
Kelly Sims. All right, I'll make my way up there.
I was going to say,
I'm not supposed to
I'm
walk
happy
right
to
into
go.
the camera, I know. So importantly, we are here for a reason. And we do want to talk to you a little bit about the reason, and there's no person better to have that conversation with you than Kelly Sims, who's our Chief Development Officer. Make sure that we have all the resources we need to feed the folks that come into our care. Kelly, you want to talk a little bit about what we're doing here?
Sure, thank you. Not only is tonight an opportunity to really celebrate the relationships we have with our restaurant partners, and we cherish those relationships, by the way, it's really an opportunity also to take a look a little bit at how those who receive food from Feeding Tampa Bay kind of every night is actually an unknown. When they receive food from us, it's a box of groceries, produce, nutritious foods, and yet as they go to pick that food up, at whatever distribution they go to, they don't know what they might be receiving. And so the opportunity for that family, that mom, that dad, whoever does the cooking at home, to make a meal and then sit with their family around the meal and cherish those memories that are made around a table, like all the rest of us do. Tonight's an opportunity for us to think about that as well.
Thank you, Kelly.
Thomas, the clock is ticking down
It is
there.
ticking away.
Now it is time to talk to the judges.
Okay, so it is important. This is a judged competition. We want to make sure we do it thoughtfully and fairly, and they're going to judge on 3 different criteria, right?
That is right.
Yes.
I don't
That's
have it
one
on
of your
my
earlier
card.
cue cards. Presentation, taste,
And creativity.
and creativity.
Yes.
So we hope we have selected judges that can handle presentation, taste, and creativity.
I think they can. I think
All
they
right.
can.
Well, let's
I've
get
got
to know
faith.
our judges then.
All right. I am heading over this way. So one of our judges, sorry, I'm coming right at the camera here. I'm going to come on down this way. I hate having my back towards people, but it's a camera or it's the people. I don't know which way to go. I always look at the camera. I don't know about you. I'm guessing that you do as well because, listen, we've got the host of Great Day Live here with us today. Java Ingram is a New Orleans native. She's been here for the last 3 years, an award-winning journalist. And from what you tell me, you also come from a long line of chefs. So you are the perfect person to be here tonight.
Exactly, and I do not like cooking, I just like eating. So this is the perfect job for me. I'm thrilled to be here.
Excellent. And you also are a great partner to Feeding Tampa Bay. Can you talk a little bit about that and why it's so important to you?
Right, well, as you just mentioned, I've been with CBS here locally in Tampa Bay for the past 3 years, and it's been my honor to be a part of some campaigns that we do with local organizations, including Feeding Tampa Bay. So one is Cereal for Summer. We just wrapped that up. And so I don't know if many of you know, but so many kids and families are food insecure in our backyard. And so during the summer months, it's really hard because they're not in schools to get those meals that they depend on each weekday. And so we work with you all to raise funds and to collect boxes of cereal for kids so they can have meals during the summer months. And I believe this year we raised enough cereal, collected enough cereal, and raised enough funds to provide 1.9 million meals for local kids.
How fabulous is that?
Yeah. And I mean, that just speaks to the generosity of our community. And so it's been great to work with you guys and to see the impact locally.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. All right, let's get back to food for a second. So give me your thoughts so far. You got to see what the chefs are cooking up here. What do you think? Give us an analysis.
So I'm obsessed with the Food Network, and I feel like I am inside an episode of Chopped. I don't know about y'all, or like Beat Bobby Flay, and so I'm thrilled. He's making pasta? What? I'm excited. I can't wait to try everything tonight.
All right, and tell us about your palate. So are you ready for the challenge of actually judging based on the criteria?
I'm ready to go. I was born for this. Let's go.
All right, well, thank you for being here tonight. We are happy to have you and cannot wait to hear your thoughts.
I'm pleased to introduce judge number 2. There's a lot of stuff on your bio here that sounds really important. right? You're with Coca-Cola. You've been there for 20 years. Leadership experience, bachelor's in accounting, an MBA, a lot of terrific stuff. But I assume joining the board of Feeding Tampa Bay is the pinnacle of your career, right? Would that be correct? So I'd like to introduce everybody to Shannon Smith from Coca-Cola. Shannon, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Great. Thank you so much, Tom. I appreciate it. Shannon Smith, Sales Director here in Hillsborough County for Coca-Cola Beverages Florida, also known as Coke Florida. I have over 20 years of sales experience, sales and leadership experience in the CPG industry, 6 with Coke Florida. And it's so exciting for myself, along with my guests and my territory general manager, to be here tonight because our owner and CEO, Troy Taylor, has made it clear that we will always support the communities where we live, work, and play. And to know that we have the opportunity to be a huge supporter and sponsor of Feeding Tampa Bay is very important. It fits right into one of our pillars that we focus on, which is economic empowerment, because we too share the same passion of wanting to eliminate hunger in the greater Tampa Bay and greater area. So we're so excited to be a participant. I'm looking forward to tonight. I too love food, and I know my palate is ready because I just had an opportunity to eat octopus for the first time. And it was delicious. It was delicious.
So you did look at the ingredients and you ate it anyway?
I ate it anyway. It was delicious.
So tell us, what's your favorite meal that if you had to eat one meal the rest of your life, what would you choose?
It's going to have an Italian twist to it. I love lasagna.
Lasagna, are you going meatless or?
Actually, I like lasagna made with zucchini versus traditional pasta.
All right. And what do you think so far of the competition?
Oh, I think it's going very, very well. The next 11 minutes, is going to be a nail biter to see how things are going to go. I heard shrimp and grits earlier. I'm from Mississippi. That's going to be a hit, I'm sure, and I'm definitely looking forward to the pasta dish as well. So,
terrific. So let's a round of applause for Shannon and for Coca-Cola.
And Thomas, I gotta point out to you, Chef Capone already got the plates out. So, I mean, if you watch cooking shows, that's a sign. Got a plate early.
So we have a third judge. It says here your name is Allie Marpet. Do I have that right? Nailed it. And it says you played high school football somewhere, that you were really good at high school football. And what have you done with the rest of your life since high school? Eat food mostly. So I understand you play with an organization, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What did you do there? Were you on the staff, or what did you do there?
Yeah, so I played offensive line with the Bucs for 7 years. And just recently, appreciate it, thank you, I'll take it, yeah. So I won a Super Bowl, Pro Bowl.
Wait, you did what now?
Yeah, we won a Super Bowl, brought a Super Bowl back to Tampa Bay, which is pretty amazing. Pro Bowl this past year with the Bucs, so that's like our all-star game, and so since then, I've mostly actually been losing weight. So most of my career, I was eating and gaining weight as an offensive lineman. So now I'm just peeling back the work that I've done for the past 7 years.
Now, what did you weigh when you played?
Gosh, like 310. So I'm down like 60 pounds since February. But I'm excited because I get to break my diet with what we're doing here tonight. So that's exciting for me.
Yeah. So, all right, now, who's the toughest person you ever faced on the other side of the line?
Great question. So they're Aaron Donald for the Rams, right? He's the D tackle. Yeah, exactly. So he's here and everybody else is down here. He's that good.
He's that good. Okay. And you decided to retire early. To go and do what? What are you going to do? You're still relatively older in football years, but young. What are you thinking you're going to do next?
So I'm going back to New York. I'm from New York originally, and getting a master's in mental health counseling, and then come back down here to Florida. So that's the plan. Yeah.
I think for all of us that admire people that are in pro sports and are able to get to that elite level, it's probably even more admirable that you think there's something different you want to do with your life. So thank you for that. So are you ready to be a judge? Like, how do you feel like you qualify for this?
So I was on the gain train for a while, right? Like I was eating like a madman. and I would have to watch the Food Network to get myself hungry again. Because like you have to eat when you're not even hungry in order to gain weight to be an all lineman. Like it was like 6,500, something absurd. Yeah, like next level. So like you can't eat that much unless you're watching stuff to try and get you hungry. And that's Chop, that's Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, all the Food Network stuff. So I'm fired up to be here.
All right. Well, can we agree we have some terrific judges tonight? Thank you. I do see we're getting down to the 7-minute mark.
I was going to say, we are getting close here.
So, chefs, how are we feeling? What does that mean, wonderful? Can you get a shot of what they're doing here? Are we going to make it in time? Okay.
All right, they say they're going to make it.
So we do want to say thank you. We mentioned Coca-Cola, one of our judges. We first and foremost want to recognize, and we're going to talk in a little bit, to our friends at Florida Blue who have been our main sponsor of this event for the entire time we've been doing it. So we're grateful. We're going to talk to you a little while, find out a bit more about why Florida Blue is here. But I'd like to also recognize and thank all of our other sponsors that are here with us tonight. You'll see a bunch of different name tags, but all these folks make tonight possible for us. So as we start to get, go ahead, I see you looking.
Oh, I'm just peeking. You know,
Okay.
I want to go see what they're doing. So I know that they're not going to want me back there, but I'm just going to kind of take a look anyway. What are you doing right now?
I am finishing off my shrimp and grit type sauce that goes over my calamari. I'm making sure that my farigola cooks all the way, which is kind of like a couscous with whole grain. And I'm heating up my calamari the rest of the way to the plate. So I'm getting very close.
How much fun are you having right now?
Oh, it's the greatest fun. I have a great competitor I'm with.
All right, the greatest fun. How's yours going?
Pretty good.
What are you doing?
So I'm doing a seafood, Sicilian Sardinian pasta with calamari, shrimp, and a little bit of, obviously, basil, olive oil, a little San Marzano tomatoes. Really simple, but the pasta's fresh.
And how much fun are you having? Are you stressed at all or just having a good time?
Both.
All right, let's give them a round of applause. Let's give them some encouragement, everyone. Come on.
So one of the things we like to ask some of our audience members is, what would you do with this particular ingredient and how might you fix this? Everybody that sits here is an amateur chef, right? Anybody want to tell us what they would do tonight with what we have?
What would you do with the calamari steak?
No one has any ideas? Not a one. Okay,
we got a
thank
hand
you.
raised.
Now I do happen to notice who you're sitting next to. But please introduce yourself and tell us what you would do.
I would eat it. And my name is Krista. I do the social media for Chenna, and I would just eat anything that Steven makes, especially if it has to do with pasta and calamari.
Well done on getting the plug in for Chenna. Nicely done as the social media person. Very well done. Others, do you have ideas about what you might do if you had this ingredient?
Let's put you on the spot. You're right here. You're in the front row. What would you do with a calamari steak?
Yeah, I'd probably season it a little bit with some buttermilk and a little bit of orange glaze. Saute a few onions and some spinach, and make it real nice and moist and eat it.
Have you ever made calamari steak before?
Absolutely. I just made some last night.
You did?
I'm just joking.
I was like, you really had a plan for that. You had me going. Okay, so we've got people with ideas here. Have you ever really made one?
No, never. Never made calamari. No.
So where did that recipe come from? Just
You asked, and I had to answer.
fair enough. I like the participation. I accept. Thomas, you go.
Anybody else want to tell us what they might do? Okay. Well, we'll know in just a few minutes, so please enjoy, and in another 3 minutes and 38 seconds, we'll have the presentation of the first round.
We're going to have our chefs who are actually going to describe the dishes to you. They are going to be able to present the dishes to the judges. So everyone will get, actually, this is probably a good time to talk about your QR code. let's get your phones ready. If you are not people who sit with your phones already right next to you, which I'm guessing a lot of you are, let's get those out. Let's get your cameras ready because the QR code is going to be on the screen. So you are going to use that QR code to get to vote. So you get to participate, and we're going to be able to see it in real time. There it is. Okay. It is a little bit small. Okay, thank you. I was going to say, how do I have giant note cards and you have a tiny QR code? It is here. It is perfect. You got it. So everybody scan that, and then you are going to be ready to go as soon as you are able to see the final dishes.
This is shaping up to be pretty interesting. Two very different approaches to the dish.
You can go over and narrate what's happening if you want.
I'm not sure what's happening.
I would love Thomas's just unfiltered narration of
right,
the plating
chef
of
has
this
chosen
dish.
what appears to be, yes?
He's taking our job. 2 minutes.
Yes, thank you. 2 minutes. How did you come up with putting it in a tin can? Where did that come from?
That is not a tin can.
It looks like a
Thomas.
tin can to me.
Come on, get it together.
Ah.
So your first question with the QR code is going to be the most creative use of the mystery ingredient. But you guys don't know yet. You can't vote yet. We haven't even gotten the dishes yet. I should not have told you to scan so early. That is on me. All right.
We're coming into the final minute, chefs.
Are you done? We got one chef who's done over here. Can we get a round of applause? Our second Steven, down to the last minute here. We've got 40 seconds left. So let's all agree as a group. What are we going to count down from? Are we going to count down from 10? We're going to count, okay, we'll do from 10. We've tried in the past, it was like 25. It was too long. It was too much counting. Too much thought after all the wine that you're having, so yes. All right, we're getting close. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Time's up.
Hands up. All right.
All right, round one is in the books. So chefs, we're going to come talk to you a little bit about what you did. All right, so we'll start down here. Chef Steven, so talk to us a little bit about what you created, why you created, and what you were thinking.
So I made a little seafood pasta. I had some crab. I had a little Summertown tomatoes, obviously the calamari. What else? I had shrimp. I made the chitarra pasta, a little parsley, a little basil, a little white wine. Simple. Garlic, obviously, and then here we go.
Okay. All right, so we'll get those on to the tables.
All right, and Chef Capone, can you do the same? Can you describe your dish for us, please?
Absolutely. Like I said before, this was my version of a shrimp and grit. On the bottom is our couscous. Over that, I sauteed the calamari and breaded it, and then topped it with that. And then we have a very spicy kind of shrimp and grit type tomato sauce on top of it with parsley and chive and olive oil around the side.
All right, looking good. Let's get a round of applause for this dish as well. And then I want to make sure that everyone can get a good view of the dishes. So can you make sure that we get a good view here in the camera so everyone can see that? All right. Those are being delivered to the judges as we speak.
Now, you're supposed to taste it, not take pictures of it. Huh? Yes. Yes, you can eat it now.
Thomas, have you not heard the phrase, the phone eats first? This is a common phrase. You always got to take pictures of your food. All right, we'll give them a few minutes to enjoy here, dig in, and then we'll get some thoughts. Now would be a great time to do the QR code again. Do we need to pull that up?
This is always the suspenseful part.
Based on the creative use, because then they can try. Let's scan your QR code. So we want you to tell us the most creative use of the mystery ingredient. So go ahead and do that now while our judges get to taste a little bit, gather their thoughts. We're expecting some good critiques here, so make sure that you are getting all the bites. All right. So, wow, that keeps moving. All right, so for the round one mystery ingredient, most creative use, and we got a live feed on there. Look at this. We are high end. I like it. So, now we're at 50-50. That keeps moving. All right, you guys have to stop at some point.
All right, so let's start talking about it. You're starting there with Chef Steven Franco's dish. Tell us some initial impressions.
Very tasty.
Very tasty. Thank you. Very tasty. Anything in particular that's very tasty about it?
I can definitely taste the flavor. All of the different spices that he used, I really like it. I like the calamari, right texture, the shrimp that's inside as well. The homemade pasta, great added touch to be able to make pasta and make this dish within 30 minutes.
Wonderful. Okay. And Mr. High School Football 1988, what about Chef Steven Franco's dish? What do you think about that?
So the pasta is beautifully al dente. It's awesome. It's it's a simpler dish, but I think all the elements really come together nicely. It's the herbs for the color. It's a beautiful dish. It's a beautiful dish.
Wonderful. All right, and if you want to tell us about Chef Franco's dish as well.
Okay, is that this one? Okay, loved it. Flavor was amazing. The pasta was fantastic. Very impressed with that. Over here,
We're not there yet. Hang on. More thoughts on this.
Those are all of my thoughts there. On this dish, loved the presentation. Had a little bit of a kick to it. I'm from New Orleans, so I like a little spice. So those are my thoughts on these two.
All right, do you know which way you're leaning yet? Or are you still?
I can't tell you everything. Can't tell you everything. Got to keep some mystery here.
All right, we're going to let you use your card here and start gathering your thoughts. Thomas?
Okay, so do you want to weigh in yet on dish number 2, Allie?
Yeah, and again, I never would think that this is what I'd want with calamari, but again, it's really nice. A tomato-heavy dish, but it does it really well. It's simple, but I think when you have calamari like that, that's the way to do it. And the buttermilk to help break it down a little bit, it's awesome. So really nice.
High praise, gentlemen, from a Super Bowl winner. Not every day you get Super Bowl winners. How about you? What did you think?
I thought it was a great rendition of shrimp and grits, cultivated with seafood and the calamari and the couscous. I thought it was a great way to really come up with a creative way to use the mystery ingredient and do something that I didn't expect.
It's always interesting how chefs will choose a completely different way of going about the same ingredient, right? For those of us that aren't culinarily inclined, it's always interesting to see how they'll do that.
All right now, judges, we are going to ask you to
Wait,
fill
do
out
you want to
your
weigh in on
scorecards.
dish number 2?
I weighed in on them.
You did already? I missed that part? Okay.
I do my job.
Sorry.
So, right now we are going to ask our judges to fill out the scorecards, and we can get some more opinions from folks here before we close out round 1.
Yeah, so any thoughts from the audience from round 1, what you all noticed, what you thought?
So let's pull up our QR code again, because now we want to know the best presentation that you all think. Which one had the best presentation? It's coming. All right.
Okay, so it looks like we have a clear winner there. Oh, no, that's changing again.
It does move rapidly.
All right, so our judges are filling out their scorecards. Remember, it's a combination of round 1 and round 2, right? So we'll tally up at the end.
We will find everything out at the end. Right now, this thing is moving like crazy. Let's see. All right, it's looking like Chef Capone maybe had the best presentation. And Chef Franco won the first one. So it's looking pretty evenly matched at this point, Thomas.
We are. And so round 1 is in the books. Chefs are getting cleaned and ready for round 2, correct? Okay, so on to round 2. Do we have our chef?
How much time do you guys need? Are you...
Okay.
ready for round 2?
So we'll get round 2 ingredients coming in here in a moment, but we wanted to talk a little bit about how we came up with the ingredients for round 2. So we have a young person that came into our world via one of our school pantries. If you don't know, Feeding Tampa Bay supplies food to schools where they have a pantry where families can get food. It's one of the ways that we make sure that families have food on the table in their homes. So we asked one of our young students to select tonight's mystery ingredient, which she's done. Danella from one of our local schools has chosen this. So it'll be an interesting way for us to find out what a elementary school individual might choose as a special ingredient. So those are on the way, and we'll get started in just a moment. Sorry. I have to cut to a video. I have cue cards for a reason. I'm somewhat trained.
But you left them somewhere, so I'll just
they're right
follow
there.
you around.
Okay. 1 minute for the video?
1 minute for the video.
Okay, 1 minute for the video. You know what I found out today? Ashley Orr is taking tap dancing lessons. There seems to be no better time to discuss Ashley Orr's tap dancing lessons than right now.
I only told you that in case you just had nothing to talk about.
Well,
Someone
we're
had
at
to
that
tap
point.
dance. I could be me.
Clearly, we're at that point. Do you want to tap dance for us?
No,
Okay.
I don't. But
Okay.
I am taking tap dancing classes, and it's really fun. If
What
you've
causes
never
someone-
if there's something that you loved to do when you were a kid, and you let it go because adulting and life, it's really actually very restorative to go
Now,
back
are
and
you
try it
the only
again.
adult in the class? Is everybody else like 8 years old?
No.
Is it one of those?
I'm sure that my husband would love it if that were the case. But no, I am. It's all adults and women older than me, and it's really fun. Gosh,
Okay.
You're making me feel like a big dork. But
No.
here I am. Yes, so it is. It's really fun.
Okay. All right. Well, in just a moment, we should have our video, and then we'll have ingredients for round 2. So we'll take a little break, and we'll be back with you in just a minute.
And I'm beet red. You did not tell me that was
No,
coming.
you're not. Okay. We'll be with you in just one moment.
She cannot.
I'm not sure she has the right shoes for it.
All right. Excellent. Saved
Okay.
by the mystery ingredient. I have never been happier to see you, Chef Jay.
All right.
Hello. Welcome.
But
Don't go
first-
anywhere.
Thank you, Chef. But first, we'll go to our video.
My name is Delilah and I'm 10 years old. I want to see the chef use cheesy Doritos because they're just cheesy.
They're just cheesy.
Just cheesy. Okay, well, chefs, now you get to find out about round 2. Drum roll.
We're making her dreams come true. We've got cheesy Doritos.
This actually makes up like 25% of my current diet. So have fun, guys.
What would you do with this? Oh, no, wait. You can't answer that. You can't answer that. It's too early. You'll have to come back.
I want to see what they do with it.
I want to see what they do with it, too.
All right, so we'll go ahead and hit the clock for round 2. So initial thoughts on what you're going to do with cheesy Doritos? You're going to grind them up and do what?
No idea yet.
Okay, a little early to ask. Any ideas?
I mean, he pulled out salmon.
Ah.
I think we're both thinking of using it as a breading right now.
So you saw Doritos, and then you pull out salmon.
Yes, correct.
All right, you got to love how the chef brain works.
Okay. Huh? Yeah. So the other group, as I said, we have many folks here to give thanks to. But one of the folks we want to recognize is the people that made all of this wonderful food happen at the front here. We want to thank Cisco for providing all of that food for us tonight. Thank you very much for doing that. We also want to make sure we have a conversation with our presenting sponsor. Say thank you to Florida Blue for being here, right? So, you want to come on up? I think it's easier if you face the crowd since you're in the front row. So, one of the questions we often get asked every year is, why is Florida Blue here with us? But first, introduce yourself, tell us who you are and how you ended up here.
All right. Hello, my name is Randall Woods. I'm the Senior Director with Florida Blue. Glad to be here supporting Feeding Tampa Bay. We just think it's very, very important. Through our foundation, there are some key initiatives that we look to sponsor, and one of them is food insecurity. And also, just to say a little bit about what we do with our foundation, over last year we gave grants of about $11 million. And those were in areas of food security, health equity, as well as mental well-being. And when it comes to food security, the main thing that we want to be sure that we're addressing is access to healthy food, such as food deserts. I lived in Tampa for over 20 years. And then in 2017, I did Leadership Tampa, and I discovered that we had food deserts here. I had no idea that we had that in a big burgeoning city like that. And so that's something we want to do something about. We also want to be sure there's affordability to healthy food and also awareness and education around nutrition. So it just fits in perfectly with our mission to help people and communities achieve better health.
Thank you.
Don't go anywhere yet. I think we got some other questions for you.
We got to ask you questions. We got to find out more about you. Huh? The only thing we ask is that we don't use any profanity. That's the only rule. All right, so what's your favorite food memory? When someone asks you about food, what's your favorite food memory? What comes to mind?
My favorite food memory. Okay, so last summer, I had an opportunity during the pandemic to spend about 6 months back home in North Carolina. Everybody was working remote, and I love to grill, but I'm like really busy a lot. So for the first time, I'm a big fan of beef ribs. I made my very first batch of smoked beef ribs in North Carolina for my mom, family. It was great. That's probably one of my best memories.
Well, and I think one of the things we find is that when people talk about food, they often talk about family. Absolutely. Right? That food that we have in our lives ends up being food that we have with our family. Who did you learn to cook? Who taught you to cook?
So my mom was a really good cook. I watched her a lot growing up, and I've watched a lot of Chopped, and I do like to experiment, and I absolutely love to cook, and I love to bake too.
Oh, baking! What's your favorite dessert you create?
So my very favorite dessert, I've had to do a little bit of a turn on it because they don't make it anymore. My favorite dessert is red velvet cake, but I used to make a red velvet cake and do a crumble and a surrounding with red velvet Oreos, but they discontinued the red velvet Oreos, so I still make the cake, but it just doesn't have the red velvet cookie presentation to it.
Did you talk to Nabisco about this? Did you make any sort of plea? Because that sounds pretty tasty. So we want to say thank you to Florida Blue being here with us year in and year out and doing this. And I think one of the things we always want to make sure that we say, organizations like Feeding Tampa Bay often get a lot of credit for what we do, and we appreciate that. When Kelly and I go out into the community, we have a conversation, we often get thanked. But we only go as far as our community takes us. We only go as far as the people that are willing to say, we believe in what you do, we care about what you do, and we want to partner. And Florida Blue has literally donated millions to us, and we can't be more grateful or thankful for you all being here with us tonight.
Also, I
Thank
want
you.
that dessert. When are you going to be making that again? We gotta figure
Right.
that out with the red velvet, because that sounds
Very
good.
tasty. We also want to mention a couple of other sponsors who are here tonight, DTCC, who have long-term supporters of ours. We mentioned our friends at Coca-Cola. Thank you again for being here. And there may be no organization that's more directly responsible for our success as an organization here in Tampa Bay, but Chapo Roberts. We're glad to have you all here with us tonight. Thank you. And of course, when you talk about service and commitment to cause, it would be impossible for us to tell the story of Feeding Tampa Bay without mentioning Steve Heiser. And Steve and Vicki Heiser have been with us. Steve, you were on our board for 25, almost 30 years. Served capably and ably and made sure that year in and year out, the organization that needed support, had the support. Steve is an architect by training, is back with us again, helping us as we design a new facility. But I want to recognize and thank Steve and Vicki Heiser. There's nothing they hate more than me saying all this, but I think one of the things that we understand is without people that do work in the way that the Heisers have done it, none of this would be possible today. So Steve and Vicki, thank you. So you're going to get your next plated meal now. We'll let you enjoy that a little bit, and then we'll be back, have a bit more conversation with you.
All right, I hope everyone is enjoying their food. That looks delicious. I'm not gonna lie, I just asked for my own to-go portion for after this is over. That's where I was. I hope that you are all enjoying this. I'm gonna sneak by you right now. And I am gonna head back here because we had less than 50. See, you're happy to see me now. You are loving this. So tell me a little bit about what you're doing.
I can't really. It's just kind of off the top of my head, kind of in a way. Right now, I kind of nacho cheese crusted my shrimps. I'm cooking my salmon to where it's like right at medium rare, and I have some kick-ass nacho cheese potatoes working here.
Oh my gosh, that sounds really good. So when you saw Doritos, was the first thing in your head excitement, panic? Like what were you thinking?
I thought it was cool. I like things off the wall like that. I was excited about it.
All right, I love it. Okay, I cannot wait to see what those potatoes are looking like.
I said the A word too. I apologize.
Okay, that is looking really good. Are you seeing this over here? Wow, what are you doing?
I'm doing China signature dish. I don't know what chef is, but
He's at the bar.
Eggplant.
He is actually at the bar. I just saw him.
I'm doing a blue cheese truffle fonduta, fried eggplant, and I have some tomatoes here, some Marzanos again. I love tomatoes, and then probably I'm gonna add some vinegar and see. It's gonna be like a marmalade, pretty much.
So what was your first thought when you saw Doritos?
No idea. We don't have Doritos in Italy.
Is that like a guilty food or no?
Really, I don't know. I like those, but no idea. I'm just gonna use a panko. I'm gonna do a breading with the Doritos and panko, but still have no idea. But I'm sure it's gonna taste good.
I am sure it's going to taste good. All right, you guys keep working. I'm going to throw it up to Thomas. Begrudgingly, I am throwing it up to Thomas in the audience because I see where he's standing right now. He's trying to embarrass me a little bit more.
Now, apparently I embarrassed Ashley in her tap dancing, so I have to atone for my sins. So we do have Dr. and Mrs. Yor all the way from, where are you from?
Boca Raton.
So you came all the way from Boca Raton to watch your daughter perform here tonight with us. So far, what do you think?
I would like to see her tap dance too, actually.
Right, see, totally with me, right?
But I guess she'll pass on that.
Clearly, she said she didn't have the shoes. Next week, she'll have the shoes. So tell us a little bit about how y'all ended up here and why you'd made the trip all the way up here.
Well, I grew up in Florida, so we've been to Tampa many times, and obviously we love to come visit Ashley, and we've seen this many times online, and this is the first time we've been able to be here in person.
Yeah, we did. Your parents have watched this year over year online. So I understand that you're a doctor, obviously. What is your area of expertise?
I'm a urologist.
A urologist, okay. We're just going to leave all that right there. But I do understand that
show,
you...
Thomas. We don't want to go there. Although he does have good material.
Is it true that you postponed someone's surgery until tomorrow so you could be here tonight?
Well, it was originally scheduled for 7:30, so we're doing it at 1 o'clock instead.
Does that cause any sort of health risks for the patient?
No. It's elective. It's an elective.
I was actually kidding. I know you're a doctor and you would take good care of your patients. Well, thank you for being up here. Let me also introduce, we have an influencer with us, right? So I want to say hello, thank you for being here, and tell us a little bit about you.
Kira from This Babe Eats. If you follow her on Instagram, she has a massive following and is a resident foodie here in Tampa Bay.
I think Ashley just introduced me for myself, so she covered it.
I'm proud of you. I'm sorry I jumped in.
Yeah, so I'm a local food blogger. I've had an Instagram account focusing on food in Tampa for over 7 years now, so yep.
And how can people follow you?
On Instagram, at This Babe Eats.
At what?
This Babe Eats.
At This Babe Eats, okay. And I understand you have a question for the chefs.
I do have a question for them. What is your favorite dish that you've ever had on one of your menus, that you've ever created and put on a menu?
Anything that Chef Eric makes is excellent.
Suck up.
Oh, favorite dish. Oh, let me see. The octopus that I brought tonight was one of the most favorite things I've had that Eric has made for me. That potato salad, when I tried it for the first time, was one of the best things I've tried in years. It was buttery, it had the creaminess, it had the mayonnaise to it. It was very excellent. But that's something really small compared to the stuff he usually does. But
Is there anything that you've created that you're particularly proud of?
I don't know. Eric couldn't think up anything, so I can't think up anything.
All right. We're going to let you keep concentrating. Maybe it's going to be tonight. Maybe this is it. It could be with Doritos. How about you? What's your favorite dish that you've ever put on a menu or created?
Whatever I make. No, I'm kidding. Every pasta we have in the menu. I would say probably right now architara with burrata and truffles. I'm a really big fan of truffles and mushrooms, so I'll probably say that. But everything we make, it's good.
All right. I am also a big fan of truffles. I would probably eat a shoe if it had truffles on it. So.
Okay. Well, that'll be for next contest. So I do want to take a minute while we have a chance. I want to first recognize Steve Fedor from the Bucks here as well, who's joining us. But, you know, it's not every day that we have a Super Bowl champion in our midst. So talk to us a little bit about how you felt, what it was like to stand on the field during a Super Bowl in your hometown. What do you remember most about that? What's the question you get asked most commonly? But talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think for me what was so special is I was drafted in 2015, and we've been through some years that were not the best. So it really felt like it was a long time coming, because I know there have been some long suffering Bucs fans, and I was in it, right? And I was working every day to get there, and it just felt like validation for all the hard work you kind of put into it, and just the mountaintop of football. So it's super special. And of course, the fact that it was in Tampa too is just being around family is great.
And do you remember the moment when you ran out the tunnel at the start to the game?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's some moments that are like frozen in your head, and that's one of them. Again, celebrating afterwards, the after party, the whole night, the boat parade. Yeah, the boat parade was a blast. Again, that whole, I don't think I slept for like 72 hours. It was awesome. Yeah.
And then talk to us a little bit about, I think everybody really wants to know, the question on everybody's mind. Early on in the pandemic, if you don't know this.
7 minutes.
Thank you. Early on in the pandemic, if you don't know this, Feeding Tampa Bay received a very generous donation from Tom and Giselle. Yes, very generous donation. After which I received approximately 4,000 requests to speak to Tom and Giselle because people somehow assumed we had knowledge of them. Talk to us a little bit about what it's like to play with obviously the greatest player ever to cover his position in the NFL. What's that like?
So for anyone that's met Tom, I mean, he's... None of us have. Okay. Okay. As advertised, I guess, he is amazing, and I think that it speaks to his character. I mean, as soon as he got here to be a part of this community and the leadership he brings to wherever he goes, it's what you'd expect and what you'd appreciate from him. So yeah.
I think on behalf of all of us who, you know, when we get to enjoy sports teams winning championships, it's a lot of fun for us. You all put all the hard work in, but we as fans get to go along for the ride. So thank you for that. And another round of applause for...
I love that line, Thomas. None of us have. You're right. Yeah, none of us have. But you know who we do get to meet and who we do love to spend time with? Kelly Sims. And I really want you to have the opportunity here to talk a little bit about the path forward, because everyone can be involved with Feeding Tampa Bay.
Thank you. I was thinking how often we attend a charity event and say to ourselves, like, what next? What do they really want me to do? What should I do next? And I would say, you know, after attending Epic Chef, tell the story of Feeding Tampa Bay. Tell the story of the people that we serve. Did you know that in our 10-county region, 1 in 4 children is hungry? If you didn't remember anything else, the idea that Feeding Tampa Bay is feeding 1 in 4 children in our region, and that we're feeding over 1 million people on a regular basis. So tell the story. If you want to support us financially, I'm a development officer, so I'm always going to ask. But also, think about ways to volunteer with us. Get your team, your company, civic group, your faith-based group, and come and work with us at Feeding Tampa Bay. But truly, if you do nothing else, just tell the story of those we serve.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly.
One of the things that Kelly often says, and it actually often comes from Colleen Chapel, food insecurity is a solvable problem. There's enough food to feed everybody. We just have to have the will and the commitment to do that. We know you're here as our guests tonight. We appreciate it. But can we all agree that we want to make sure that everybody has a chance to have a healthy meal on their table every day?
Absolutely.
Thank you. All right, we have 3 minutes and 44 seconds left. We're getting close to the end here. We do want to again remind you about the QR code. We also want to remind you that we have a special opportunity for dessert tonight. If you've been here in past years, dessert has come to you. This is a different year. We're going to bring you to dessert. So we want to tell them a little bit about how that's going to work.
Sure. Well, you should see on your table here, let's see. There it is. It's a little card. It says Chill Bros on it. Everyone got their card? That is good for a free scoop. So if you have not tried Chill Bros yet, guess what? You are about to. It is right across the street. There's also going to be
Not that street, this street.
and there's a bar. So there's going to be a bar there. There's going to be, I've talked about the bar a lot, so you can see where my mind is at. But if you need another drink after this, we will be over there. You can get your free scoop of ice cream and enjoy that. And it's definitely going to be a good dessert.
Yes. So we're winding down here as we get to the last 2.5 minutes. Any other questions for the chefs that anybody wanted to ask? Anything anybody else wanted to know? Who do you guys think is going to win? No, don't answer that. Thank you.
About 2 minutes left, chefs.
Yes.
Do they work better under pressure or not?
So I'll ask our two head chefs and restaurant owners here, do chefs work better under pressure or on their own? What's the best way to get a chef to perform?
This is interesting because they're out of their element right now, so I'm assuming that they're probably really nervous. But when you get into your zone, it comes very repetitive. You're very used to doing what you're doing every night in the restaurant. So besides being on stage in front of everybody, they're probably comfortable now in the second round. The first round was probably a little more, uncomfortable, but they seem to be doing a pretty good job. Everybody's got their food plated. My guy's over there flip-flopping around. I don't know what he's doing, but... All
right, well, let's come over here, and I know we're up against time. We got 1:14. But, Chef, one of the funny parts about this world is you competed here how many years ago?
Well, I was in it last year.
Was it last year? Wow. COVID really affected all of us. What was it like to compete?
Oh, it's fun. I mean, when you put us in, that's our element. We just get back and have fun. And last year, again, Michael, Butta over there, and last year I went up against Ted Dorsey, and all of us guys have kind of known each other for years and been involved in this for years, going way back. So getting to actually us get up there last year, that was a little bit of fun to actually say now we can go up there and have fun.
About 30 seconds, chefs.
Yeah, last year we had the executive chefs compete. It was quite an event. Okay, we're getting close to the end here.
20 seconds. Let's all count down again. What do you say? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Utensils down, hands up. Round of applause for these chefs. All right, let's try to get a shot here of each of the dishes so that everyone can see. As you are describing your dish for us, please.
Clean up my mess a little.
That's okay.
Right here we have pan-seared salmon and a nacho Doritos crusted shrimp that's butterflied open. On the bottom of that is a fennel caper dill cream sauce with a little bit of lemon juice. And I also took some fingerling potatoes and also dredged those in the nacho cheese and baked them with butter and more cheese.
So how many uses of the Doritos are in this dish?
Two different uses. Yeah.
2 different uses. I got to give them all the information. They're voting on the QR code, you know?
The potatoes and the shrimp also, they both have the Doritos with them.
All right.
Well
Excellent.
done.
All right.
All right,
Come on over
judges,
this
that'll
way.
be your first dish to taste.
And chef, if you can please describe your dish for us.
I'm pretty sure you had this one a couple times, probably. But this is one of chef's signature dishes. Not Doritos, obviously, but I did a little fondue. Instead of using sotto truffle cheese, I used blue cheese, a little crumble of the Doritos, truffles, a little chives, and then I fried some eggplant, and I made a little marmalade, tomato marmalade, and more truffles on top.
Did you just reveal a big Chenna secret that you're using Doritos in your dishes?
You got me.
All right, looking good. Thank you very much. I think we can bring those.
All right, judges, if you want to start tasting your dishes, please.
And we should be able to have our QR code so everyone can vote. Stand away. Okay. All right. So who used the mystery ingredient most creatively in this round? Chef Franco maybe taking, no, I don't know. It just keeps going, neck and neck. Thomas is making his way over to the judges. Let's get
All
some
right,
initial
we're going to
thoughts
start
here.
with Chef Capone. No relation to Al. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about this dish. You've dug into that pretty good.
I did. So I've had the salmon. I haven't had a chance to try the second one yet, so you're gonna have to come back to me on that one. Every single item is cooked to perfection. I can taste a hint of the Doritos, but they're not overpowering. But I can tell where the ingredients were in fact used. Very creative approach to using cheesy Doritos in two different portions that's on the plate.
So you're familiar with Doritos as a product? All right, Allie, what do you think about this dish first?
I think it's a really balanced dish, right? It's got the acidity of the frisee here. It's got the creaminess and the butteriness of the sauce. And then you get the cheesiness from the nachos. So it's a really balanced, excellent dish. So nice job. Yeah, there you go. Go Bucks.
It's like a little fiesta.
Fiesta. It's a well-balanced fiesta.
All right, and what did you think of Chef Capone's dish?
I love it. So I eat salmon several times a week. All right, so I was really excited to see this, and I also make the fingerling potatoes. I can taste the Doritos in the potatoes, but again, it's not overpowering. It's just very subtle, and it works. It just works so well, and I know he added some other cheese in there. The salmon, absolutely delicious, cooked perfectly. Everything just blends so well together. I love the dill at the bottom that comes through, and it just balances everything. So kudos, because this was tough. This was tough. When they pulled out those Doritos, I wasn't sure, but he pulled it off very well.
All right, so do you think that now you are going to be using Doritos when you make your salmon?
I may consider it. You know? I never thought of it before, but maybe now I will.
You've been inspired. There you go.
Okay, so Allie, dish number 2, you had a chance to dive into that.
It's like the most elevated, like after-school snack you've ever had. It's just awesome. I mean, yeah, you really do get the Doritos, but it is elegant with the truffles and the tomatoes. There's a lot of texture going on, really good crunch to the eggplant. I mean, it's awesome.
Excellent, thank you.
Let's have him say that one more time because Chef wasn't able to hear. One more time. He wasn't able to hear you, so I want to make sure he hears
again,
that.
it's a really, I think, elegant, but at the same time, you know, simple dish. The fact that you're using the Doritos, I think that there's really good crunch and texture to the eggplant. I think the use of truffles is really nice, brings the earthiness to it, and the acidity from the tomatoes. Again, it's really good balance, and I like the cream on top. It's really nice. Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Well said, thank you.
You want to give your review, or are you still digging into it?
So I just dug in, but can I ask Chef a question?
Yes.
I'm wondering, did he use the Doritos in the eggplant as well? Chef?
Did you use the Doritos in the eggplant as well?
Yes, I use it. I mix it with the panko. A little olive oil, panko, and the Doritos, yeah, crunchy.
Okay, very creative. I love it. Eggplant, love eggplant. Everything flows really well together. The truffles, yes. Who doesn't love truffles? They're fantastic. Cooked perfectly, fried perfectly. Very well done. You're welcome.
All right. Dish number 2, Shannon?
Yes, so I don't have an opportunity to eat eggplant often. So this particular dish was prepared quite creatively. I really like the Doritos and what you did with the breading on the outside of the eggplant. The texture, perfect texture. It really brought a sophisticated dish and an afternoon snack together very well.
Yeah, very well said. Okay.
All right, judges, we're going to ask you to put down your scores now so we can start to tally those results.
Right, we'll ask our judges to fill those out. We'll conduct those up quickly, and we'll tally up our results in just a few minutes and be able to declare the winner of round 1.
And for now, I think we can also ask the audience, you get to weigh in one more time with the dish out of all 4 dishes that you saw prepared tonight. What? Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay. Well, we're back to the QR code where we want you to tell us which dish had the best presentation. So first we're going to ask which one had the best presentation out of these 2 dishes. It's very quiet in here. You are all taking this very seriously. Well done.
Okay, and then we had a second question.
Our next question is going to be, which dish out of all 4 dishes that you saw prepared tonight would you be most likely to order? So which dish would you be most likely to order? Just a reminder that our mystery ingredient in the first round was that calamari steak. In the second round, we had those delicious cheesy Doritos. Wow, Chef Franco's round 1 dish. You're killing it right now. All doing well, but with almost 47%. It's looking like we've got some pasta lovers in the house. All right, judges, how we doing? Have we turned in our scorecards?
Okay, we'll have our accounting firm tally those up. We use the same accounting firm as the Academy Awards. You just don't have to hear the speech about how they get tallied up.
And chefs, while we're waiting, why don't you come step around this way? We'll put you in the spotlight again and talk a little bit about your experience here tonight. So if you want to step in front here. All right, so be honest. Was it really nerve-wracking to cook in front of all these people and in front of the cameras and have me peppering you with questions?
No, absolutely not. The build up to it was the worst part more than anything. It's just using your skills to make something here.
Which ingredient was more intimidating?
The calamari, I'd say. The nacho chips weren't that bad for me.
The opposite. Calamari, I've been eating calamari since I was a kid. And Doritos, again, we don't have those in Italy, so, but.
Wait, you don't have Doritos in Italy?
We don't, unfortunately. How come? Well, we have better chips, though. No, I'm kidding. I love Doritos, but definitely not the calamari.
And did tonight meet your expectations? Were you nervous? How'd you feel?
Obviously, I was, yeah, a little bit, but it was nice to cook with another great chef, and then help this cause. Really happy.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I said thank you.
A little camaraderie in the kitchen.
You know, and Michael, you talk about this. One of the things we see is such a wonderful connection between all the restaurants and the chefs that work and get to know each other and support each other. And I think it's always, again, inspiring to us. And we want to, again, say thank you to both of you. And thank you to you, gentlemen, for participating. In a moment, we'll talk. Oh, we're going to ask a question?
Yeah, we're still waiting. Why not?
All right, go ahead. Y'all
All
can
right.
pick a question.
Pick your question. You got to read the question out loud and then give us your answer.
Table for 4, and you can choose 3 guests to join you. Who would it be?
All right, so if you had
For
one
me?
meal and you could have 3 guests, what 3 guests would you choose?
Does that count as alive or dead?
Sure, make it your own.
My grandmother, my mother, and my grandfather.
Wow.
That's a good table.
No one wants to follow that. Well said.
What's your favorite comfort food? Pizza.
Pizza.
Spoken like a true Italian.
What's somebody else's favorite comfort food? Yell it out. Pizza, 2 pizzas. Lasagna. Wings. Hamburgers. Franks and beans? Yeah, all right. Okay, well, we have the results and they're in. Again, we want to make sure that we say thank you again to all of our sponsors that make this possible. And we want to, again, of course, present. Do we have our colleagues from the Epicurean here with us? To be able to thank them? Okay.
And I don't
maybe
even know.
not quite yet. But then let's go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say, do you guys even know what you win tonight?
All right. So Kelly
this is
Sims,
good.
where are you? You both win.
Well, you both win, but you win a lot of good stuff. Like really, really good.
Yeah.
Kelly, you want to
So
reveal the winning? Absolutely. I'm excited about it. There you go. That's what they win.
Oh, okay. These are prizes. All right, so our first place winner tonight has a $1,000 cash prize and a night staying here at Epicurean and brunch at Elevage for 2. Super exciting. So our runner-up chef has a $500 cash prize. There's some select wines as well. And both competing chefs receive what you will see in just a moment, are personalized custom knives, shown knives, courtesy of the company, as well as the leather roll that so many chefs love. So
we're going to show you that in just a minute, but we're going to keep you in suspense a moment longer. I think some of your colleagues are out there. Can we bring the folks from the Epicurean in?
Come on in, Chef Jay. Let's go. The team that made this happen tonight. Well done, everyone.
So not only are they taking care of all of us, but they're taking care of a full house here too. Thank you for all that you did to support us tonight. We appreciate it. What we would say to all of you, aside from the 2 restaurants that are participating, go eat at their restaurants. They're gracious enough to come here and share their time with us. also come and eat and stay here at the Epicurean. So thank you to all of you and your teams that made tonight possible.
Well done.
Okay, and with that, we have a drum roll. So Kelly, do you want to show the last gift? Do we want to give people a sense of what that looks like?
Yeah, you guys know how important
This is a nice personalized
new knives
gift.
are, right?
I got the winner's gift.
So this is our first place basket.
Okay, Vanna, this is what we want to do here.
Right.
I don't want to give it away.
I understand. I got that.
Okay.
Well, somebody's got to see the gift.
Yes. With the knives inside, obviously, and our winning, our chefs both indicate that they are Epic Chef winners, and their names are on that for them personally.
All right, are we ready to find out who won?
We're ready to find out who tonight's winner is.
All right, let's have a drum roll, please. Thomas, I'm going to hand it to you.
Okay, by a close vote, Chef Steven Capone of HEW wins tonight. Congratulations. So you're right, bravo to both chefs. Any thoughts?
It was a great time. I don't really have any thoughts. I'm surprised I won, actually. I'm kind of aghast. Yeah.
Congratulations. Well deserved.
And Chef?
Same thing.
One final thank you to our judges who were gracious enough to come out and spend the night with us.
And thank you to all of you for coming out, supporting Feeding Tampa Bay, and being a part of this epic evening.
Special thanks to Ashley's mom and dad. Make sure you go get your ice cream across the way. Thank you. We'll see you all soon. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a great night.